We got Teju Babyface to read from his book, Secrets of the Streets. And he read it like, well, he read it like Teju Babyface.
Hey, Teju. Teju. Wait for me, wait. I was on my way to the New Hall supermarket in the University of Lagos. Yam, I think it was called in those days, to procure myself a breakfast of sardine and bread and whatever that morning. So I turned around to see who was calling my name in that angelic voice. And it turned out to be her. Her who? It was this goddess with skin like cocoa butter, whom I had wooed a year earlier, whom I had toasted, and she had promptly shut me down. She didn't give me the time of day. The way she looked at me then, like who are you talking to? Anyway, so why was she now being so sweet almost a year later? Skipping across the road, dodging campus shuttles and other cars to get to me early on a Tuesday morning. Anyway, I soon had my answer. And it went something like this. Oh, you didn't tell me you were an actor. I just got back from home and I watched your movie last night where you stole a diamond ring. It was so nice. Why haven't you checked on me? Really? It's not like that, I think. No, wala. The entrance of light does indeed bring comprehension. I knew to what she was referring. As he had been promising for a few weeks, Tadio Gidon's marketer had finally released the movie we had spent the last year acting, Diamond Ring. This was what this beautiful undergraduate, who wouldn't give me the time of day just a year before, this was what she now stood in front of me and was enthusing about. Needless to say, I tried to play it cool. I barely managed it because I was quite excited myself. Oh, that, I replied. Oh, that. Well, it was just something we put together, To cut the long story short, she decided to make me breakfast. Remember, I went for breakfast. So instead, she took it upon her to make me breakfast. In those days, boys still used to enter female hostels in Unilag. And I thoroughly enjoyed the breakfast. Let's just say we saw plenty of each other therefrom. Now, it begins to occur to me at this point that more than a few students, especially those who want to pursue business, will take my frequent references in the earlier chapters of this book, where I referred to all the fun I had while I was doing entertainment in school. A few students will take my references as encouraging shots in the arm, to pursue business or entertainment while in school. You're thinking to yourself that after all, Teju started entertainment while he was in the university. So why shouldn't I? Well, that is why I am writing this chapter. Because you see, it will be remiss of me if I fail to paint the full picture for you. Give you the good with the bad. The good, the bad, the ugly.
I have 5 autographed copies of Secrets of the Streets here, and they are for 5 lucky viewers. How do you win them? Simple. If you are one of the first 5 people to give us a feedback on this episode through our Facebook page or Twitter handle, then you've got yourself a copy of Teju's book. So you might want to start doing that right now. Now, let's go from a comedian to someone considered as a dictator. Adolf Hitler. Remember him? He's the man many people will vote as the 20th century's greatest villain. He was the leader of the Nazi Party who led the world to a devastating war. In 1925, a book titled Mein Kampf, which basically means my struggle in English language, was published. It was Hitler's autobiography. The book expressed Hitler's political ideology and future plans for Germany. Its second volume was published in 1925, and it was edited by Hitler's deputy, Rudolf Hess. Adolf Hitler started writing the book while he was in prison for what was considered to be political crimes. It was the perfect avenue for him to express his anti-Semitic and extremist views that eventually led the world to war. Now, for decades, the book had been banned from being reprinted due to fears it could help to spread dangerous Nazi ideology. But in 2016, following the expiration of the copyright held by the Bavarian state government, Mein Kampf was republished in Germany for the first time since 1945. Now, here's the interesting thing. About a year later, I'm talking about early 2017, Hitler's book was announced as a bestseller in Germany after over 85,000 copies were sold. A few other European countries are now debating the implications of allowing the book to be published within their own borders. Fascinating, isn't it? Finally, on behalf of our entire crew here, I'd like to thank all of you who take out time to send us comments and feedback via our social media platforms. We see you on Twitter and Facebook very regularly. In case you don't know, we have a new Instagram page. It's Channels Book Club. Please visit us there and let's share some photos. Before we go, let me read some of the messages we have been getting on Facebook. Channels Book Club is one of the programs that I do everything within my power to make sure I never miss. I have, over a long period of watching the different episodes, learned a lot. 1,000 thanks to Channels Book Club. What an excellent work. God's Time Omini. Thank you, God's Time. We really appreciate your kind feedback and commitment to Channels Book Club. It's very encouraging. After watching the replayed short clip on author Lanre Olushola last week, Daniel Andrew wrote, I just listened to this great author this evening. I am really inspired by his words. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. I'm sure Lanre Olushola will get your message. Keep watching. He'll be back. Ephraim Johnson wrote us after last week's episode. I enjoyed tonight's edition of the program. Keep it up. Where can I get the reviewed books? Most of the books we feature can be found on any of the popular local or international online bookstores and in many of the popular physical bookshops. Google searches can also help you find the books and their publishers. We also try to respond to all the inquiries on how to find the books through our social media platforms. So please feel free to send them. I will try to connect you to the authors. We often get inquiries like this one from Chike Mickey McDonald. I wrote a non-fiction book about the greatness of ancient African kingdoms, why we are where we are, and how to move forward. The book also includes the connection between Igbos, Jews, and African Americans. Unfortunately, I have found no publisher. Can Channels Book Club please help? Congrats on your book, Chike. It sounds like a really interesting one. Unfortunately, we do not dabble into publishing, but we are always happy to offer any helpful advice. It seems like you may need to either try a bit harder to get a publisher or explore self-publishing, which is the way out for a lot of writers these days. Do a Google search on self-publishing and see if it's something you want to pursue. A similar search can also help you find more local and international publishers to approach. As usual, time always ticks on, but we have to go now. I look forward to being your host again next week. I am Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.